Hello, this video is about Memento Mori, I guess. For those of you who do not know, Memento Mori directly translates to Remember you must die. And it basically represents that it is inevitable to avoid death, and you must die one day or sometime at some point of time in your life. You are going to die, and that is basically what it is. The translation of Memento Mori is basically from Latin to English here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But what's the point of this video? So as you can see, I am in the end, which is, we all know we are going to die one day, and even if it might be beautiful or not a beautiful death, whatever you consider a beautiful death to be, like, I would personally consider Ashita no Joe's main character's death to be a beautiful one, where it impacted the boxers' lives around him very much. By the way, this is me saying when I haven't even watched or read Ashita no Joe, I just know the impacts that it has left on the manga industry. And since I am also kind of like into manga industry, like I'm not making it right now, but I'll soon be. So that is why I'm just saying it. Okay, enough of the app already, but let's get to the main point of Memento Mori. We already know that we all are going to die one day. We humans are the only animals which are probably conscious of this death. When an orangutan was, I don't remember, a monkey or something was made conscious of its own death, it started to cry. But as it turns out, it was a video made by The Onion, which basically means it is sarcastic news channel type of stuff, so it's not basically real. I guess, yeah. Anyhow, that makes humans probably the only organisms who are aware of their coming of death, and yet humans stay on this planet for some reason. You know, these nihilistic, the nihilists, I don't even fucking know why are they, like, even staying on the planet. By nihilist, I don't mean, like, positive ones or optimistic ones. Some optimistic ones could be basically summed up as absurdists, but still, I mean, like, true nihilists who are, like, fully negative, and they generally don't believe that there is any meaning to life, and they are just sipping coffee in the morning every single day and continuing with their day for no reason at all. Like, I don't get the point of it. Like, I'm not saying that you must have a purpose to live, but I could have gotten a point if, like, there was something optimistic about that philosophy. There is not anything optimistic about it, and yet they still choose to live, and yet they are still pure, like, nihilists, because, like, and they are rare, because, you know, if somebody is pure nihilist, they are probably have already, committed suicide and all, just like that philosopher. What was his name? The name's Philip Landro, alright, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, I don't know, but surely he was a pessimist and a nihilist. Now let's get to the main point of Memento Mori. If we are going to die one day, why even live? Well, this is just a YouTube video which is going to be sitting in the corner of the algorithm for the most part, as I know it. But at least still I can, share my opinion on this fact that yes, we are going to die, but why should we even live if that's the case? Because if you really see it, do we really have an option? Like, most of the people's lives are full of sufferings and all that, as people even say. As even Buddha has said after his quote-unquote enlightenment days, that, even after meditated for days under that tree, and even after that, the first thing that he said after coming from his meditations was that life is suffering. So basically, why even live then? Like, it just seems a logical conclusion to commit suicide at this point, does it not? Well, obviously, we are not going to commit suicide, or else this video won't be able to go on YouTube. I mean, or else we won't be even able to come through this philosophy in the first place, So let me take you a little back when I used to really believe in purpose and all that. Okay, I used to, by purpose and all that, I mean, like, the self-improvement type of stuff, the stoicism type of stuff, and the existentialism type of stuff. First of all, it was like stoicism and everything like a disciplined life that you should be leading and all that, and it was like I have to do something with my life. I have to get somewhere, you know, okay? Then out of nowhere, one day hits me the immense waves of nihilism. Now, these immense waves of nihilism basically shattered my worldview right there and then, and even made me cry sometimes because it was just such a heavy burden of the world. It was like everything I thought before that actually had meaning or meant something is basically cracked now. It does not mean anything at all now. So previously it was like I have to do something with my life, I have to do something, I have to make something, leave my legacy. And now it was like, what legacy am I going to leave? Something that is already going to be vanishing after 1,000 years? And if not 1,000 years, whenever the humans would vanish, it's just an asteroid that it takes, to basically destroy the whole Earth like tomorrow or something. And what big am I thinking of doing, huh? On this blue little planet in the middle of space, out of nowhere. What big thing, man? In the universe, it won't have any effects whatsoever. So these kind of thoughts started to come in, these nihilistic thoughts, this nihilistic bluff, basically, you could say. Then my immediate process of turning to was, I mean, the immediate process that I did after this was turning to existentialism, which basically said that if life is an empty canvas and it does not have meaning, as nihilism states, you basically have to paint it with your own fucking meaning, right? Also, I'm not getting out of the topic for this video. One of the main parts of nihilism was that the humans are going to die one day, alright? So it still relates to the video. Just keep listening, you punks. And I immediately turned to existentialism. Creating my own meaning basically meant, even though if the universe does not care and all that, it's my life, so I care about my dreams, alright? Even though if the universe does not give a shit about it, and even though my bubble was destroyed at this point, it's my life. So I'm going to care about my dream, is what I immediately turned to, was existentialism. But it wasn't as quite, I would say, satisfactory for me that I still keep to do this, and I really got into philosophy because of this, and I started to think about my own philosophies. Immediately after I was, exploring existentialism, I jumped to another philosophy, which was until then my favorite, which was absurdism. Absurdism was full of life. It basically said even if life might not have any meaning, and even if we are going to die one day, it basically, nihilism said if we are going to die one day, why not just die right now? Like, why even live then? What's the point? Absurdism says, on the other hand, that if we are going to die one day, why not live then? Basically kind of like that shit. Basically a positive kind of nihilism, an optimistic nihilism, you could say, where it just admits that yes, there might not be any meaning to the life that we live, but whatever, we could still live our lives to the fullest of it, and we could just live it as it is, like basically in the present, and for as it should have been. Like, if we are going to die one day, and if we are going to, then instead of just killing yourself right now, why not try living, and then when you are going to die anyways, then you die. That's the kind of thing that absurdism focuses over. I'm not going to jump into much details or my whole philosophical journey here, because I haven't explained my own philosophies till now. I've just said what I have been through before making my own philosophies and getting into them, but I would say related to this video, alright? So here it is. What I see it as death. Let's suppose that after that you go to a place known as Quindecum. This is Dead Parade reference, by the way. So let's suppose after everyone dies, they go to a place called Quindecum. And this is just for, explanatory purposes. So after you have gotten to Quindicum, there is a way to Quindicum. Let's suppose that you are on a bicycle, a normal bicycle, okay? And there is a route that leads you to your school, and then you go from your home to your school with that bicycle. And then coming back, you have two different routes. Either you go with the same route or you go with the other route around. So, of course, you're going to take the other route around because, well, both are same distances and you have already gone through the first one in the morning anyways. So you'd probably choose to explore more. It's not necessary, but sometimes you might just go with it, all right? Okay, am I going right? I think. Then, the same goes for Quindicum. If you are going to die anyways, you're going to see the route that you are going to get till there, and then you go to Quindicum, or you could just directly go to Quindicum as well. You're going to explore something in between. Basically, it's just to see. We live to see. I'm not saying that something positive or something negative would always is going to happen, but I got this thing from George Carlin. Somehow I got it, all right? Not to get too much deep into it to explain how I got it, but it was basically we live to see whatever it is, whatever is going to happen, keeping that curiosity in check of seeing something. It's not expecting, it's just seeing what's going to happen. You know, you could literally die anytime. It does not ask for you. You could die anytime, okay? You just got out of your house and you get into an accident. You are sitting in your room and you have a heart attack. You could die at any fucking time. And that's the thing. That's how anxiety is built up. That's how I got my anxiety. But I got it okay with. Because it was like, it's not in my control. Even if I die anytime, it's not in my control. I cannot control it. So why do I even tense over it? So basically, yeah, it got out of my anxiety then. My anxiety got out then, and I got this from George Carlin that we just live to see whatever happens, basically. Other than that, I got into a middle kind of stage where I was looking at all this like as a joke. By joke, I mean as in the whole universe as one, because I was in the true absurdism kind of stage. No matter what, if you think about it, anything does not make sense at all. Me being here, every single fabric of this existence that is existing does not make sense. Like, why is it even existing? And if it does not exist, even the non-existence does not make sense. So every single thing was absurd, basically. And in the non-absurdity, and in the truest absurdity, literally, if you think about it, every single thing is this absurd. And if there is even logical conclusions to every single thing that happens in this universe, the base still remains absurd. So everything just becomes as random as there is to it. Even if there might be some logical conclusions, the base still remains absurd, at least to the human brain, I could say. Even if not to the human brain, even the existence, even this thing that it is absurd to the human brain itself would be absurd. So that kind of thing is the true absurdism I got into. And here we are not just playing with the conclusion that we might die one day and there is going to be death that we are going to face. Here we are getting onto a conclusion of the existence as a whole, the death of the existence if it were there. And how is it even alive at this point? It's absurd. That is what I'm talking about here. Obviously, now under the existence comes a personal death and a personal liveliness as well. So yeah, that's kind of the point of it. And then I got a lot more skeptic. Basically, if you really shred everything off and you see the truth of it all, we don't know shit, is what I said. Okay, we actually, if you would see, we actually don't know, man. And we make beliefs, philosophies, and all this, even religion, and even science to some point, to actually, you know, cope with this lack of information of ours related to the world we are in. because we basically don't know why are we here or how are we here or anything at all. But enough of the overthinking already. What I believe in is, even if that's the case that we don't know, who gives a fuck? Let's just live. You might be thinking that I'm becoming kind of arrogant or something like that, but it's not the case, man. Look, here's the thing. Even if you go somewhere from this, it's just gonna be theories, alright? It's not confirmed. And even if we do get confirmed that where whatever it is, even if we do figure it out, it still does not changes the fact at all that living is just fucking living. Just living it raw. That's how it is. Like the life that there is, as raw as it should be, like, as like humans or how dogs live, basically. Not totally, but kind of. Dogs are basically here. They aren't overthinking shit about, okay, I'm going to die, so what do I do? They don't even know they are going to die. They are in the present moment. They are living. They are going to face death as well. Okay, they are going to face death as well. But they are also there when, they are basically living. It's not like they are in any of a heavy situation, in a hurry-up situation of dying fast or quickly or early or whatever you say. See, if there is no, logical enough situation, like if there is certain death that is going to happen, and it's certain painful that is going to happen, and if somebody have the opportunity to suicide and install certain death, all right, in some situations there could be this, like sometimes that it used to happen in the armies and all that back then in history somewhere. I don't know correctly, but it was something like that. So if that is the case, well, then suicide makes sense. But other than that, no. Like many humans are out there who and their like lives are fine. Their lives are not as much bad as there is, but they think about this. They think about all this nihilistic thoughts, which is human, and then they, have suicidal tendencies, which is totally human, and I get it. I totally get it. I used to as well. I said it. I was sure that I was not going to do suicide, but I was like, I still get it. I still had that thought that yes, this is how it could happen, and this is like in philosophical ways I was getting it. And even after such pessimistic thoughts that we do have, the humans are still living, still surviving in a mass, and perhaps it's the proof, and perhaps it just shows how humans are basically naturally a little tilted towards optimistic results. And in fact, it's just human nature to want to seek the positive. You know what I mean? This video does not have all the answer to like morality and all those philosophy types, but it do have some of the stuff, some of the philosophies related to death and memento mori and nihilism, basically related to death, what I said. And this video was about that as well, so that's the thing, I guess. Until it's some like totally extreme situation where it's basically dead, it's alive but it's basically dead. Like for example, if someone is alive but it's basically dead, unless it's kind of that kind of extreme situation, like for example, if somebody becomes a zombie. Okay, cut that part out. For example, if somebody is a meth addict and total meth addict, they don't have control over their lives. Meth does. They're basically dead, not alive. Okay, I know meth addicts came out of that, but you just have to totally focus on that thing for some part of their life to get out of it. But it could be used as an example, semi-example, or maybe even an example. So that's the thing. And yeah, if that's not the case, and that's the case, oh what the fuck, if that's not the case, basically, there you go. Like, try just going into the present, just have some fun moments, just have some fun moments. If you do, Like, enough with the philosophy, but at some point you just gotta keep the book away a little and just go outside and live something. And live a little, you just gotta keep the heavy word, keep the philosophies away a little, the theoretical and all that. And you just gotta go ahead and live a little. And to be honest, even I now just, want that the people that are close to me, my friends and all, I just want to give them the best times of their lives, the best parts of their lives whenever they are with me, or we are, basically having some fun stuff out there. So that's kind of the thing. And also, there's a character known as Onizuka who represents my philosophy kind of too perfectly. Not like there might be little stuff out there which could be a little bit changeable right there, but he mostly does represent the same philosophy as my own main character from my own series. I haven't made him yet, but when I do made him, Onizuka would become my second favorite character from then on, because the first one would be my main character, but since he's still not made, Onizuka is the first one right now. And oh boy, I've been mentioning Onizuka in these type of videos so much. Yeah, I'm going to be making a full-on video about him as well, but that's kind of thing till now. And of course, who does not want to see what happens after death? But that does not mean you are going to leave what's here, right? I personally want to see both of it. Whatever happens, like, I just want to see it, man. So let's just see. Also, I had a online friend back then. He wasn't really a friend, like, he was becoming, probably, I don't know, but I wrote him a letter, and I wanna tell you all that letter because eventually he ghosted me up, so I guess even though he did not see that message clearly, probably you all could see that message that I wanted to say. So here it is. Yo bro, I read your letter and gotta say I was kind of in the position you are right now. But Camis's episode makes absolutely sense, and yet we get the societal tendencies as the thing remains. Why live? Why not? Quotation, why not, doesn't quite give us the quiet satisfaction to the answer. I've been there, man, hard times, but hey, I got out. Well, I might have loved Amor Fati, but I don't suddenly right now. Because you see, Friedrich Nietzsche said one time we have art so we don't die of truth. The truth he talked about was this very thing, the stupid reality where we know no fabric of. And when you think about it, it tenses you, but when you let go, is when you just be like, oh well, I don't control any of that, right? So what do I do then? Nothing? I would highly recommend you watch some George Carlin and Bill Hicks. These both comedians are superb. They are comedic philosophers and start questioning through even the biggest of the biggest names. What you will get is let's just live. Just to see what happens. Death is inevitable anyways, and who don't want to see what happens after that? But let's not miss what happens here. Maybe good, maybe bad, though random. Let's just see. And also, I recommend find something for yourself, like adventuring, or like for me, making stories and drawing. Hope it helps you. It's not all that serious at all. It's all just fucking hilarious. Watch George Carlin. And yep, I mean, even my thing. When even my own philosophies are hilarious and all that, I meant that, I guess. When get into it so much, you start making jokes about it and laughing at it. Long story short, question everything, strip it all away, and you get it eventually. Once you get it, that even get it is just another foolish term. We don't get shit, we do get it. Hope the get it just rhymed at the last one, so I just made it up. Hope you all are ready to be my friend, yo. Please send a letter back. and not just ghost me, alright? I have more things to say, talk about interests and all. So for this letter, my philosophy's obviously changed a little, but this was kinda recent. Not exactly recent. When did I send this letter? Let me check it out. It was May 1. So it's been like 4 months, 5 months, I guess. So yeah, my philosophies have changed a little after that. But I guess this part about death and all that, it only have minor changes that I've probably already discussed in the video. I don't know. But anyways, the end is beautiful, as you can see. And this video's end is going to be a beautiful climactic edit as well. Probably if I don't get lazy. And you think all that and you just stay calm for a second and just look at, hey, and just go like, hey, look, a rabbit.